Wednesday, the New York Times ran an anonymous op-ed by a White House official trashing Donald Trump. Forget this, being Donald Trump. Yes, apparently he's a tough old boss. I'd say stop the presses, but Brian Stelter might accuse me of actually demanding the paper be closed. The guy takes everything literally. You tell him a knock-knock joke, and he looks for the door. So a lot of people want to know who Captain Anonymous is. So far, the people denying it's them are Mike Pence, Mike Pompeo, Mike Brady, Dan Coates, James Mattis, Flipper, Rick Perry, Ben Carson, Herbie the Love Bug, Gina Haspel, Kellyanne Conway, and Crackle from Snap, Crackle, and Pop. But the big scoop this week, some employees just don't like their boss. Yep, this is Pulitzer stuff. A boss known for being inquisitive and blunt is exposed as inquisitive and blunt. I know, it's terrible. He's rude. He doesn't say hi in the hallways. He once forgot my birthday. Yep, no giant chocolate chip cookie cake for me. But what really kills me, it's so obvious this dreck was written by a pissed off flunky, the assistant to the assistant regional manager. If you worked in an office, you know what I'm talking about. He's the guy who won't do the job he's asked to do, and his boss is pissed. And he should be pissed, you dumbass. How odd is it that Woodward's book and this piece appeared at the same time? Perhaps they're all from the same source. And that source is telling us that, yes, Donald Trump is a big meanie, a jerk, but also a highly competent one. Yet, buried in this emotional screed is one searing admission: the country's safer and more prosperous under Trump. Yep, two meaningless variables: safety and prosperity. It's a shame Trump's done nothing about the real problems we face, like condiment water. You know, when you turn over the ketchup and mustard container and it looks like the bottle is peeing on your sandwich? Or how to get melted cheese off a plate when you forgot to rinse it the night before? It's like cement. You're there for days. I throw the plate out. Or when you run out of toilet paper and you end up having to use this. Or this. Or this. Yes. Nope, just prosperity and safety. Oh, well, the only two variables that matter are now reduced to a sentence, and yet that's one sentence cancels out everything else in this sucky piece. Fact, if it takes a jerk to make a country great, then hell, let's bring on the jerks. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Kathy Von Vandertrap, and I'm running to be your senator. So there's about 4 years where I don't remember a thing. Like around 02 to 06, give or take a few years. Wow, I was drunk. One time, I got arrested for trying to board a riverboat naked, and that was at Disneyland. I was also in season 3 of Intervention. I'm the one addicted to window cleaner. And I'm still paying off my sister for crashing her car into an ATM in order to get money to buy an Xbox. So vote Kathy Von Vandertrap for U.S. Senate.
Paid for by the Jerk Party.
So, this week's scoops are more of the same drivel. Absent of Russian collusion and faced with a great country becoming greater, it's now hallway whispers from underlings about a jerky boss. It's crybabies versus the jerk, and these crybabies pretend there were no jerks before Trump. Sorry, the people pushing a moral crisis today in previous campaigns were flinging in mud like chimps on Metamucil. Trump talks trash, but does so out in the open. He's a jerk. I'm a jerk. We need a new party for jerks.
Hey, it's me, Tim McTimmons. I want to be your next governor. In the early 80s, I made a number of films under an assumed name. I would call them art pictures, but hey, let's be honest, they were porn. And I'm not gonna lie, like serious porn. This stuff will curl your toes, folks. Anyway, I cleaned up my act and now I'm totally legit. Except for the robbery charges, which I pled no contest for. Right now, I just want to best serve you once I'm done serving time for last week's Drunk and Disorderly. So vote Tim McTimmons for governor.
Paid for by the Jerk Party.
All right. hard to be a jerk. It's hard to be a jerk, and that's the problem for Trump. For him, bedside manner is for losers because only failures need it. A bad doctor needs a great personality because he keeps losing patients. But Trump's all about good news. So let's assess. First, Trump was crazy. Then he was Hitler. Then he was racist. Now he's just a big meanie. Yep, a jerk. So what? Accept it. Embrace it. Hell, let's join the party.
Hi, I'm Rodney Razor Shorts. As you know, I'm running for Congress. And as Election Day nears, things are going to get pretty hot. So I guess I should get this off my chest. I am on my third marriage. The first two didn't go so well, probably because of the rampant philandering. My kids still hate me after I spent Christmas with that flight attendant. I live with my parents, mainly because I lost my life savings betting on illegal bare-knuckle boxing matches in my cousin's basement. All right, let's just say I have a few skeletons in my closet. And by that, I mean human bodies, devoid of flesh, that I keep as my personal trophies. Anyway, I figured this is all going to come out in the end anyway, so I might as well beat the press to it. So, you vote for Razor Shorts for Congress. Tell them Rodney sent you.
Paid for by the Jerk Party.
Let's welcome tonight's guests. She's my co-host on The Five, and she once dated a guy named Troy.
No, that's not true. That's not true. My mom told me when I was 13, don't go on the three-wheelers with those boys.
With Troy.
And now chiropractor.
Was one of them Troy?
No, it wasn't Troy. One of these days, we'll find out Troy's last name, and we will be reunited.
I hope he's hideous.
All right, he's not hideous, believe me that.
Call us, Troy. It's Dana Perino. If giggles were drugs, he'd be your favorite dealer. His new album is called Three's Comedy. Writer and comedian Joe DeVito. She's got a lot of spunk and likes to get crunk. National Review reporter Kat Tim. His sneezes cause breezes. Former WWE superstar, my massive sidekick, Tyrus. All right, let's get started. Dana, what do you make of this whole article? You have a theory. Don't you have a theory about this?
Couple theories.
Yes.
A couple theories. Yeah, so usually if you are serving the President of the United States, you do it because you are an honorable person with dignity and integrity and class. This joker is not that. The New York Times decided to publish this. Okay, fine, whatever. It's free country, First Amendment. A senior administration official could be somebody as lowly as I used to be at the White House. When I was a deputy press secretary, that is the legit senior administration official. Also, it's not the White House, right? It's a senior administration official. That means across the entire government. Someone working for the EPA regional office out in Colorado, that could actually be this person. The other thing about it is that they say that they're being so effective. Right? They're being so effective protecting the country. If that's the case, keep your mouth shut.
Very good.
Just like do it.
Yeah. All right. Joe, what gets me mad is I've been in a lot of companies and I know people like this that are like they don't like the boss and so they're passive aggressive. Well, why aren't you president then? Like you didn't run and you didn't win, so shut the F up.
Yeah. Nobody voted for this person, and I think it's strange that you can't act like you're a member of the resistance when you're still in the same health care plan as the evil empire you're fighting against. Yeah, if it's really that bad, become a former senior administration official, say your name, and go out there and make some real change. And I think it's interesting that they're saying, like, oh, we're keeping Trump away from doing any damage, though, even things are going well. Well, let's think this through. If things are going well, and people don't know this is happening, and Trump doesn't even know it's going to happen.
Keep doing it.
Keep doing it, and he's going to get elected for another 4 years.
Yes.
Because you made him look good, you dope. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it doesn't. Kat, do you think there's a theory that actually there is no mole and that this was written by the New York Times? Could that be the answer here?
I don't know. I think it was written by a mole, but like Dana, I think that it's possible this is a very low-level person. It doesn't have to be a Mike Pence. It doesn't have to be a Kelly. I think though, that we're eventually going to find out who this person is. Because, like I've said before, there's an entire genre of books that we're going to have the disgruntled former employee of the Trump administration genre.
Yeah.
And I think that this person is probably just practicing.
Right?
This could be a good book proposal of sorts.
Exactly.
So I think eventually he'll want to come out and try to be a hero of the left, which he will be, even though he was maybe, you know, worked somewhere in the low-level agriculture department and is never.
I love the agriculture department.
You mean he's a farmer?
No, it was the first department that came to my head for some reason.
Why are you knocking farmers? They're great Americans.
How is that a knock to farmers?
I don't know. I just want to get angry letters directed at her.
Thank you.
I'm tired of them coming to me. All right, Tyrus, any thoughts on the jerk party? I feel like I could be the first candidate for the jerk party.
Yeah, you're the only candidate for the jerk party. Listen, everybody, I did it. And I have a reason why. I wanted to be press secretary for the day, and they wouldn't let me. So I read a couple pages of all the bad books, and I wrote a letter, and I sent it to New York Times. They didn't even call me. They just printed it. So
By the way, I'm going to accept that on face value, so it's up to the Times to dispute this, that Tyrus actually did this.
He wouldn't let me be press secretary for the day, so I told how horrible it would be to work for him.
I do believe it's an opinion piece by a pissed-off underling.
Omarosa did it. If I didn't do it, it was Omarosa.
I know,
but I did it.
I will say that it is possible this person will unveil himself before this show airs, and then.
Well, the other thing is that
he
if
just did. I don't understand why this is so difficult. I did it.
Okay,
it's true.
I have it saved on my notes on my iPhone. I'll give it to you after the show.
What are you going to say, last
Well,
word?
I was just going to say that that this is a person who is being given the advantage of being called a senior administration official. That is worth something, because while you have the benefit and the power there, you can bet that this person is out scouting for their next private sector job, of which they're probably going to have a higher salary, a higher title, more power, and so it's a real jerk move.
Yeah, it is a jerk move.
Yeah, because it didn't work. I didn't get the thing. You guys not listening.
Contributing editor at Vanity Fair will be the new title. 6 figures, maybe low 7s.
For real?
Yes.
Okay, then I did it.